I know, because you know, when you come over.
Don't worry about me.
That's the thing. Worry about
He
me.
just wanted to be mean.
Yeah, I'm the shit.
That's what we're doing.
There you go.
Apparently the show is now just you in my face.
About 2 minutes, we finna jump inside.
Put it on like that.
Yeah.
Huh? It don't work.
It don't work no more?
No. I don't know what the hell they do. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Well, but I never forget.
Appreciate this. Because if I had a woman just the easy way, I wouldn't be the strong nigga that I am today. Everything that I did, everything I was told, that ended up being food for my soul.
Oh, the title.
What time? You put shrinkage. Put a title for that.
Ready? Ready?
Sorry.
Nah, it's good. Greetings, Atlanta, America, worldwide internet. Thank you for tuning in to WWE 1100 AM. You're on Shop Talking Randomish with King Insane. I am Will Sane.
It's your boy Rick King in the building.
It's me, Starlight.
The lovely song.
Oh,
Don't
thank you,
forget your
thank you.
Don't forget your name.
Hey y'all, we'd like to thank y'all for showing up in the barbershop. This ain't never some good old fashioned barbershop style conversation where there's no conversation that is taboo.
We only have one rule in the shop, which is say what you mean what you say. Just don't be mean when you say it.
And if you want to come in and talk to us, it's 404-603-8770. Or, as Rick likes to say, if you're stuck in your mom's basement on that rotary dial phone, it's 888-926-7562.
Hey y'all, we back in the building. What's good with you? What's good with you? What's been up with you?
Oh shit! Oh, y'all, I think I just cursed. I don't know. Living a dream.
And it's
I know I had to stop. My bad. I know.
What's being the barbershop?
My bad, man.
We get real time.
I'm kind of off right now. I'm kind of off right now. But
Kinda off right now.
yeah, man, I'm kind of off. You know, all this, too much stuff going on out there right now, man. That my mind's all over the place.
Hey, but you know what, no.
Yeah.
We got somebody here to help their mind.
I know it. We do. Thank you very much for showing up.
Got a nice appointment in the
They already went in the building.
Hey, and guess what?
What's up, man?
We black and showed up on time.
Exactly.
When black people show up on
Early,
time,
that means you're on time.
when black people show up on time and they're on time and they know they ain't getting paid and they still show up on time, you gotta applaud them, man.
Yes. How y'all doing? This is Eric Crawford, APC in Atlanta, Georgia. That just means I'm a counselor. That's all that really means. I see people from 5 to 99 if they coming in.
You what?
If you 99 and got issues with your mind, give up.
Look, it ain't never too up.
No.
Never
It's
too
over.
late to grow, change, and transform.
And 99, no, you can be who you are if you reach 99. Just do it. Be you. Like, it's okay. We accept you.
But the thing is that 99 person is probably lonely because
They long.
everybody else done died.
You know what, Grandpa? I got you. Come talk to me. I'll let you talk. I'll
They
let you
trying to
get all you
figure out what
want
it's
to.
about to be like on the other side.
Yeah, all my best friends gone.
Hey, then you gonna have a good party. They waiting on you. They been waiting on you. You the one taking too long.
So where you located at, Eric? Where people find you at?
So, I'm not sure how many of y'all are familiar with Atlanta, but I'm at the intersection of Campbellton and Camp Creek, right in the Sandtown Park area.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's behind
He's in
CVS.
the bougie.
I didn't say Campbellton, though. No. 2 minutes from the hood.
Yeah.
It's a lot of problems over there.
Yeah.
Y'all might be in the right place.
Now, one of the main things,
unfortunately.
one of the reasons we really wanted to bring you in was because we know there's a lot of stigmatisms with the black men, not just the black male, but predominantly the black male, but black people in general seeking counseling. And we're some of the ones who need it the most with all the things that go on in the black, I hate the term to use the term, but I have to use the term, black community. With all the things that go on in the black community and the black neighborhoods, there's a need for these guys and gals and us to go seek counseling and seek help for what we're going through and what we experience.
Man, that's actually one of the things Black Panther was missing. They didn't have a psychologist or a counselor in there, and that's all they really needed.
But they're perfect.
Well, I know, right?
Right.
In defense of that movie, if you were into the comic, there are situations in there where things get talked out and worked out. They couldn't really fit that into not this movie.
Yeah.
Maybe the
Maybe
sequel.
the next one.
Maybe the sequel they get you.
I think the psychology was in the little ritual they did, you know, that taking of that herb, and then going to the spiritual world.
Yeah, that's it.
And then talking to that person, to that dead person.
Talking to the dead and trying to figure everything.
Right.
So
That's one aspect.
Okay. So you said we need to take in the herb. Basically what a lot of people basically what a lot of people do now instead of going to see the counselors.
Man, you wouldn't believe how many people. Yeah, and I'm not gonna condone it. Now, if you're in a state that legalizes and it really helps your issues, more power to you. I'm never somebody who's trying to take somebody's individual rights away. But I will say, there's nothing like sitting in front of a trained professional who can help you reflect and process on some of the things you're going through. We don't profess, or at least I don't profess to know it all.
Yeah.
I think counseling is like this journey, right? Where you're in it, and sometimes you just need somebody to keep pushing you along the way when you're feeling like giving up, because life ain't got no blueprint, and it can get real lonely out there.
Now, how long have you been doing this? How long have you been a counselor?
Woo! So 2015 started the official journey. So I guess 2 years going. I'm going into my third year.
Okay.
But I got into the field officially. I guess started my master's in 2013, but then. And then some practicum stuff in early 2015. But hardcore, still dealing with issues. Yeah, 2015 it was on, and I was like, I love this.
You love it.
Yeah.
Well, Eric, I must confess, because the reason why I wanted you here today is because of the situation that happened to me yesterday.
Break it to me.
Now, because it was just I had a doctor's appointment. Went to the doctor, and while I was speaking to the doctor, he asked me would I like to speak with the psychiatrist on staff. I said, yes, I would love to speak with her because, you know, I feel...
You're a person.
I'm a person. and I feel... I heard Charlamagne the God say this, listening to one of his podcasts, and I was like, yes, I really do believe this. He's like, mental health is just like your physical health. It's something that should be done regularly. So he sees a therapist once a week because to keep his mind healthy. And I feel, being a black man, once I got over the stigmatism of you shrinking me, and once I got past that, I believe it to be helpful. So what happened is, I went in, I spoke with her, and we was talking. She asked me about the things that I wanted to address, and I told her the things I wanted to address. And then she gave me, she said, well, this is the homework that, so we'll be ready for the next section. And I said, yes, that is something I want to talk about, the topic that we were talking about. And then I said, but there's also some other things that I have. She said, well, and this is what got me. This is what made me text you erratically. She said, we only have 6 sessions at 30 minutes a pop. My question, and what I'm like, how am I supposed to get done what I need to get done in 6 sessions at 30 minutes a pop? So my question originally to you all was, why is this? But my co-host Will said this is not a question that I should ask because it's looking like we bashing y'all.
Bash on.
And by no means, we'll take over.
All right. So what Rick wanted to know is, and I'll put it the way what Rick wanted to ask you, is why is it so expensive for us to go seek counseling?
So, in 30 minutes, 6 sessions. You're gonna get different things from different counselors. So, she was probably a psychologist or a psychiatrist who, probably most likely a psychiatrist actually, who see people typically for shorter periods of time because they're, and I hope I'm not stepping on any toes, but their main training, they come from a biomedical model typically, and medicine's their game. Now they can help you through talk therapy or psychotherapy, but typically they're trying to figure out and assess you in that time to figure out what medicine you need. Yeah. And unfortunately, where you'll get more time for a better buck is people at the lower end of the totem pole, which happens to be counselors right now because we're the youngest in the field. But that doesn't mean we can't help you with whatever you have to work through. And so that's going to be 45 to 60 minutes of a session. And basically, it could be once a week based off your insurance. And if you're willing to come out of pocket a little bit, it can be more times a week to really, but it's based off what your commitment is.
Now, what Will made me come up with the type of questions to come up with that's less bashing.
Bring it to me.
Is for a state of people, the black community, who needs this help, who most of the time are the ones that can't afford this help, is there a way that they can get these services at an affordable rate on a more frequent basis to actually get the help that they need?
Yes. So one of the things, first I'm gonna talk about what you can do, and then I'm gonna talk about what I'm working on.
Okay. Plug yourself. Now you have to plug yourself.
No, you have to. One of the main places where black people can get help actually is the black church. Black churches that are more open to talking about.
Stop.
Wait,
I'm
not a Bible pusher. I'm not a Bible pusher.
I know he was going to go there, so let him talk.
I'm not a Bible pusher, and I'm gonna help you out a little bit. I'm actually working. I formed a kind of an organization with some mental health practitioners and clergy, really to kind of get clergy out of people's mental health, but get mental health professionals in the church. Yeah. Because I want to bridge that gap. Because I'm not coming at you with Christian counseling. If you want to talk God, we can talk.
We just gonna take it to God.
Yeah. See, and I'm not that guy.
I've been back there in the back room for 30 years.
I'm not that guy.
Taking to God.
Like I see what you're saying though, because like for me, okay, the church I go to, I do have a pastor that understands that whole thing. Where he was like, well, he literally has said, okay, someone brings the issue to me, I'll tell them, this is not my field. Let me find you who can. And so he likes the fact that we either know we have members in the church that do it, or he goes out and seeks the people and then gets people involved, so that he's not the one. He's not like, nope. He's like, yes, okay, I think God has answers to everything, but if I can't get it to you, I will help you find who can. And I think a lot of people do have to step outside themselves and realize, just because we bring you an issue or someone brings you an issue, it's okay to admit you don't have an answer, but help them find.
And that's what we're working on, helping clergy understand. Because egos, while he talks about shrink, right? I think a lot of what counselors do and psychotherapists do is actually help people shrink that ego. And so right now I'm in the process with another group of people, is helping some clergy shrink their ego. God provided us the skills and ability to counsel one another outside of just the Bible and church. And the reason I mentioned church first is because they can typically offer it for free. Yeah. Right. But outside of church, you have other services around. Atlanta's really good for this. They have an online resource. I can't think of the website right now where you can actually find free mental health services. You got Anchor, who's willing to do intake evals for free. Walk-in evals. Just to get clarity. Because mental health is not about getting diagnosed or getting labeled. It's really about finding what your strengths are. What are your weaknesses? Where are my areas of opportunities? I like to treat it like business. And each individual is their own personal business. I consider myself more of a coach than a counselor, but there is some differences, right? And so where it comes, with the thing I'm working on, and the reason I like having being able to share this platform is because I do want mental health to be talked about more widely and broadly than we do talk about it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to make it such that people visit their counselor before they have a crisis, just like you would visit your dentist before your tooth falls out. You want to go get your biannual cleaning. You go to your doctor on a routine basis, really just to make sure nothing is wrong.
Yeah.
I want people, specifically black people, to just go before things go awry, because then that way we won't feel so bad about going when we're putting our business out there. And it really just takes people like, who have people's ear, saying and King, to really use that. I'm glad, King, that you shared your own experience with that. I hate that it was 30 minutes, because I personally don't believe you can do a whole lot in 30 minutes either. But what they should have did from that, I think I like what she did do. She mapped out, hey, 6 times, we got 6 sessions. But if we get to that 6th session and realize you need more, I'm sure she would have worked out more there.
Now my question to you is so the clients that you've seen, have they been more of a referral base because through the court system, or have they been walked in based because, hey, I am man enough to say I need this help and seek you for the help? Or has it been, hey, corner pointed, you must go seek this help?
Now, for me, the men that I have seen, they actually walked in, and a lot of them, and I tell people, I don't know if this is a general issue. Typically, men who come in paint their issue as a work-related issue, which they might be having issues at work. I found, though, after, literally 15 minutes of talking, that it's a relationship issue behind that, or some issues with, that relationship. That then drove them mad.
Every issue a man has is a relationship too.
Not all of us condone said statement.
But, and I'm not saying that's for all men, but a lot of them, literally, they start off, work is stressing me out. And I start talking, I'm asking questions. I say, so how's home? Like, how's your wife, supporting you in this? How does she respond when you tell her you want to quit your job? And then they slap their head and they like, man,
So let's go.
I ain't even want to go there, Mr. Eric. And I'm like, well, let's go there. And literally, I start to help them untangle some things and see how their communication with their wife is, in fact, impacting work.
Yeah.
And then you have some men who can't see no wrong in themselves, and that's when it gets tough. Because we gotta fight a little bit.
A few of us are like that. We're like that, and it's that way. We brought up that way. We brought up to be tough. Hold on, we gotta call him.
We're ready. All right, you hear me okay?
What's up, man?
Is it?
I have some questions for you, Eric. You okay?
Let's go.
All right. First, well, let me give you fair statement here. I think counselors are good for people that are struggling and for people that just want to do better and you're doing well now.
I
Is that
agree.
your belief?
I agree.
Okay, cool. Are you of the belief that if a person that you're counseling asks you after the first session, when they come back to the second session, let me see your notes. Let me see what you know, the information that I've given you to help me, and tell me if you've done anything with it while I'm gone, other than just wait for me to come back to the next time.
So what's the question? Am I willing to show them that?
Is that something that you're okay with? Because this is what I've heard people's experiences have been. That they've gone to a counseling session, either with a psychiatrist or a psychologist or just a licensed therapist, and then they come back the next time, they didn't get the feeling that the counselor has done anything other than just wait for them to come back for the next time.
Oh.
And just talk to them. Or if somebody asks you, hey, well, let me see your notes again, or let me know what you've done with my information I gave you in the previous counseling session, so I know if you're really working with me, or you just wait for me to come back for the next time.
I got you.
Okay with that?
Yeah, so look, I got you. I'm gonna answer that question. First, I'm probably the worst counselor to ask that. No, notes are, I hate them, right? But, no, that is like a counselor's scorn and bane. But anyway, aside from that, I'm always willing to show clients, whatever I have, right? Now, I don't know if they get much from seeing my notes, but I do try my best to, in terms of my theoretical framework, I'm more of I believe everything that happens inside and outside of counseling is good for counseling. And so I would actually use that as a therapeutic tool. So, hey, so what about, what makes you want to see my notes? Because I can guarantee, I can probably bet a large sum of money that them asking me for my notes is also something that shows up in their interpersonal relationships and potentially causes issues. I'm not saying that that's wrong, but I can see how that causes issues because then now we have a trust issue. And so what about what is it that makes you want to grab my note or see my notes? And then
Let me address that. Let me address how people would ask something like that.
help me out.
This is also a money issue.
Mm-hmm.
For accountants.
Mm-hmm.
And
They want to see the money.
it's not an issue of trusting as much as it is to verify.
Okay.
Now, anybody can sit down and talk with you for an hour, 2 hours on a Monday, and then just wait till you come back the next week having not done anything with the information.
But hold on, let me ask you a question though. What do you do with those notes? Like, you're not gonna put those notes to like out there for anybody to do anything with, but your notes are just mainly for you to go back over and review for when that person does come back in, and you set up your program or your plan to for that.
I got you. I got you saying. So
Hold up, Shrink. Before you answer that question,
got
we're
you.
gonna take a quick break. Eric, if you can, please hold on. We're gonna take a quick break. Let everybody gather their thoughts. We're gonna come back and continue this conversation. All right?
Alright.
Thanks.
That was a question.
That is, and look, that's part of that yielding thing. Somebody, that's part of that yielding. That's part of that letting go.
I actually had a client
Thank you. Good job.
who struggled with even my age as a thing with emphasis. She's like, "Are you 12?" I'm not 12, but you know, if that makes you uncomfortable, we can talk about it.
I think that the notes really, if they're used properly, like from a psychiatric perspective, that's data to try to match with a certain disorder, and so once they can check off a certain number of
That's if I'm trying to diagnose. Yeah, right. So there's two types. If I'm trying to diagnose you, then yeah, my notes are going to look a certain way. And typically, even when I'm not trying to diagnose you, I can tell within a few sessions where you're leaning. Like if you have issues related to anxiety, I'm not saying you have an anxiety disorder, but you might have issues related to anxiety.
Thank you, Sheets.
Family, right?
You're always welcome in this barbershop.
And you know, y'all will hear me tell them in a second, but yeah, the notes, honestly, that's to cover our butt. So we definitely want to make sure we have good notes. Yeah. And there might be people out here just, you offering those? You just got them right there.
What the problem with black folks and gummy bears?
They said, well, down lower.
We trying to get a sponsorship from Power Lane, the club. Yeah, go ahead, man. Back on that Power Wave, yes sir.
Look, that's how you do that, right there.
Hey, Kroger brand gummy worms.
I kind of wanted to mention though how really psychology is in everybody. Like everybody is a psychologist to a certain extent.
We gonna get to that.
Okay.
We gonna get on that. Yeah.
Our first psychologist, and that would answer the clergy thing because in a way, they're your first
See, the
psychologist.
thing, like you said, though, the thing about the clergy, though,
Because that's
is like you said, like, exactly, the clergy has that ego, and they feel like if they allow you to bring that person in, guess what his congregation gonna lean toward more? Him for advice on what's going on in their life instead of leaning to the church and to me. So that's why I think it's gonna be hard.
But
I know it's not.
it's not commonplace, and I'm so sick of black folks in religion basically saying we gonna pray. Prayer is great. I have no problem with prayer, but it comes to a point where sometimes
Jesus was a working.
Jesus was a teacher.
When they say pray without works, prayer without works,
It's
right?
dead. Exactly.
It's dead.
And so we say God works through therapists too. That's a shirt my friend made, by the way.
That's a good shirt.
Yeah, I said, why didn't I think of that? But
when you apply certain
40 seconds
to prayer, like do some kind of research on prayer and different prayer techniques, you realize that it's a type of therapy.
Hey, we got 30 seconds. 30
It really
seconds.
is like a form of meditation.
it's a skill we try to teach people who use that.
So I'm back in. I'm over here, over there.
You with us now? You over here, where you need to be.
He trying to be on.
You know, on that side, good view.
Don't forget to plug it in.
Oh, plug it in. Yeah, we on. What's the deal? What's the deal, baby boy? We back up in the barber shop talking random-ish with your boy Rick Kane,
Will Sane.
and the lovely Miss Starlight.
Yes, yes.
And we are in here with the shrink himself, Eric.
How you doing?
And he was addressing
Our other Eric.
our other Eric. Eric, could you please repeat the question again, just in case they forgot it?
I have room to repeat the question.
I'm sure you can.
You forgot about those verses from that tribe.
Boy, you don't know nothing about that. You don't know nothing about that tribe, boy. You don't know nothing about that tribe.
The question was, how are you with this understanding that some people sit down with counselors, mental health therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, and it's not clear to them that they've done anything with the information that they were given on a Monday when they come back and see them the next Monday. So it seems reasonable to me that somebody might ask, well, let me see what your work has been doing, what work you've been doing to help me, other than just sitting here talking with me, waiting for the next Monday.
All right. Yeah, I got you. So, fellow Eric, please don't hear me wrong. I think it's in your full right to ask that question. And a good therapist should be taking good notes, right? And so it shouldn't be a problem if asked to show the notes. Typically, what I do is some kind of progress report. If it's only the first session or the first and second session, then yeah, I just show them notes. But if it's like 10 sessions in, I'll do a progress report. Typically, within the first couple of sessions, what we use those notes for, we work with the client to create their own treatment goals. My first question in the first session, one of my questions is, what would you like to see change? And that we got to establish that, because that's going to tell which direction we go in. And sometimes the goal is actually helping clients develop goals. But because some clients are there by force, or maybe by a parent, spouse, or by mandated from court, and so we even have to help them develop some goals, and that's what should be in those notes too.
Now what about...
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now what about on time-sensitive matters? And I'm referencing things where
Court.
it's not still hear me okay?
Yeah.
Where it's not really a negative problem. Like I had a teammate in undergrad that could not, he spent a year running 44.5 in the 400-meter dash. He could not get under 44.5 until he went to go see one of the school psychologists. And in a 3-month period, he went in and talked to the woman straight up and just told her, the Olympic trials on June 22nd, I've been running 44.5 all year. I ain't gonna make the team if I don't get under 44.5, because dudes are running 43 in the United States. All right? And it was him going to that psychologist that really helped him get down to 44, ran like 44 flat, 44.1, something like that. Real fast. But, how are you in situations like that where, I'm short on time, I should have got on top of this a long time ago, my opportunity is going to pass out from under me if I don't get this done. Are you okay with working with people like that?
I am. So look, I'm gonna say this. It's not even me though. It's really is the client ready to do work.
Eric, pay the cashier. Eric, pay the cashier. We gonna answer your question. Pay the cashier and get on up on barber shop.
Yeah, is the client ready to do work, Eric?
Hey, can you have the brown?
Hey, boy, they gonna need Jesus.
No. They might need a whole team of just counselors to come in, because I don't think they believe they can do it.
Good answer.
Hey, now, Eric, I got a question for you. I'm 45 years old. Coming from where I came from, we didn't talk to shrink, especially black men. The generation before that didn't talk to us. They didn't talk to nobody. They barely talked to each other.
Yeah, to work it out.
We worked it out. We thought we worked it out. Later, you found out that this is a lot of the stuff that caused them, losing, dying. Are you seeing that amongst black men, this thing has gotten a lot better, as in the persona of the shrink, of the counselor, and being more comfortable with being able to come in and have a conversation with somebody that don't know me?
Like, are more people our age in the Generation X and up
Oh, he old too.
Yeah, Generation X.
I'm trying to look pretty.
There's
but
more
he
people
old.
in the Generation X
Millennial.
and up going to coming to see you guys, or is it more of the millennial generation?
I would literally have to look at the numbers to say for sure, but I can tell you in our practice, we do see some males, some men in your generation, right? But we do see more younger. What would we say? Millennial X. I mean, not
Millennial
Millennials.
and Y.
Yeah,
I
the
think it's
millennials.
Y. Generation Y.
More.
Hell.
And a lot of them is because of school-related stuff, relationship, and because they're younger, they got somebody who they are
punk.
accountable to.
They pump.
See how you call them punks, but you tell them that they go see you.
Say all that.
See, you just you're a problem.
I'm the problem.
You just talk about that. You just say they go see you. And you go punk, go see.
So I did what I needed to do. No, that's what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do.
Then you a punk because you going down.
So my question is, how do we get past that? Because I was called a punk. We don't do that. Kids, hey, you're a punk if you go see him. How are we getting past that to break that?
Now, what I'm about to say might not be politically correct.
Hey, I don't want it to be you in the bumper shop.
I think you a punk if you letting somebody keep you from being your best self.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna say, I think you a punk if you. This, so,
That's true.
and so what I'm trying to do, what my team is trying to do, we're trying to, just get out there. Like I'm creating free services. I'm about to try to get on Morehouse's campus to really impact the kids, the guys over there. And I'm not gonna call them kids because they're young men now, and just offer some services for them, just to kind of create a foot in the door in a way, just to open them up and show them counseling is not just talking about your feelings. It's
What y'all
really
doing for the
about
old men?
self-mastery. Now, for the old men, I haven't really figured out. And so if y'all got some ideas, and we got some callers out there, some listeners out there with some ideas as to what we can offer, let us know. Let us know. You can email us. You can hit us up. Call the office even.
How do they do that?
So the office, this is ATL Psychotherapy and Consultant Services, and our number is 404-941-7326. Or you can go to our website, atlpsychology.com. I think that's easy to remember. But please send us suggestions, like us on Facebook. We're always looking for opportunities to impact our community. We see people, we got some people who are Russian, Hispanic, Caucasian, but we definitely focus a little bit on the African American population.
Well, let me ask you this:
naturally.
since you said that, do you have? Because one of my problems is being in the school system. To me, I was talking to an educator one day, and I was like, maybe some of the problem is some of these young boys, they only seeing the only blacks or the only or Hispanic leaders they seeing are custodians or somebody of that nature.
Right, we need examples.
Are there more people in your organization that if a Hispanic young man come in there, is there a Hispanic that can speak with him?
No, he gonna get a black man or woman, and that's okay too, because we definitely
It's
about
close enough.
because I think that actually does something too in terms of just even desensitizing black people to other cultures.
That's true.
Because that's a big issue too, because they don't have that wide exposure. And so right now we don't have anybody, but I'm sure my boss is open to that.
How many men are in your organization?
Currently we have 3. I think at the height of what we were doing, it was 5. We had someone go to California, and then someone just kind of phased out. But we got 3. 2 of us got locks too. So I think that means something. I think that means something. You know what I'm saying? What can I say? I think that means something.
I want to interject.
No. Introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself. Go ahead. Hop on the mic.
All right. I'm Monty. I'm Monte. If you're from the South, but I'm Monty. And
Do you have us working in line over the E?
I might write it like that.
This is my brother, y'all. This is my brother.
So what I really want to interject is that in the black community, overall, I think we respond to image.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we don't have good images, and we don't have the appropriate images for a thing. We're going to go with what we have. And so the images, I think, in the black community for a psychologist is like what?
White female, white male. That's all we really see and everything because of what's put on
A lot of weird, quirky type of,
Yeah.
I ain't saying all white folk are weird, but a lot of weird, quirky type white folk
Yeah.
going to get help with stuff that is really outside of our culture.
And people with money.
So a suggestion I would give my brother would be, or for other folks to seek these images or to create these images of what a psychologist actually is, so people don't have to go off of the memes and the types of movies that might have been tailored to try to keep you from getting a good thing.
Give the help. I agree.
Yep.
I agree with that. Because it's no, we gotta, and that's the thing I guess like about black people is that we gotta stop bashing the good stuff that is helpful. But it's like that saying, or it's like the meme you'll often see where it's like we'll celebrate our brothers and sisters coming home from jail, but we don't celebrate the brothers and sisters who graduate from college.
Yeah.
We don't give them the big party for the one who came home from college, but the one who's been in jail 3 or 4 times, this is 5th time coming home, you know he's going back again. But yeah, you throw him the party every time.
Saying, let me stay there just for a second when we talk about, see what you're talking about right now, celebration. So I'm about to take y'all back. I'm not gonna lie, I went to Head Start preschool, and I remember in school when the teacher say, all right, pat yourself on the back because you did something good.
Yeah.
We don't really do that. I don't know if it's just the pressures of society and how they look at us as black men specifically. We don't celebrate ourselves when it really matters. And I'm talking about the small stuff. Like, oh man, I got my daughter a donut today. I'm feeling real good about myself.
You can afford
and I'm
Exactly.
patting myself on the back, right? Oh man, dang, you said you got into orchestra, so we gotta celebrate the small stuff and the big stuff, but we don't do that. We don't practice it. We get together, a family reunion or when somebody died, you know, and that's sad. We need to get together, you know, every birthday, every time somebody just get a new job, like just go overboard with it until we get into our system and our roots, because we come from a people who dance just because dance was just in us, right?
Exactly.
And we ain't doing it like we used to.
No, we don't.
And so I really believe we need to get back to celebrating the right stuff. Because the things that the kids see celebrated, like y'all said, is the gun violence, the gang violence, the stripes you earned, or just going to jail and oh man, you was in Rice Street too. You know, leave. How many times I heard that when I was working in crisis stabilization? I used to want to slap kids and tell them y'all got up.
But that's the thing is because we often speak, me and Rick often speak about how the new music nowadays, it more so celebrates the thug culture or more celebrates the drug culture. Whereas like back in the days, rappers talked about it, but they weren't trying to steer you and trying to make it seem like it's glorified
They was telling a
as it
story.
is.
Yeah.
They was painting a picture of what was, right? They wasn't talking about what
how
they.
they got to where they are.
Now, and I say all that because to talk to you about how yes, we see how these images are now developing these kids. And so I'm more of the mindset of what you said about you're putting your program together to work on Morehouse. What about putting programs in these neighborhoods? Because that's who I think who needs to be targeted.
Now,
that kid who doesn't have that father who needs to know that yes, you can still be successful. Listen to your mom, but sometimes he needs that outside influence. And we always say the big brother, big sister program is a way, but how many?
And the image of who's there, right?
Yeah.
And so I think I agree with you wholeheartedly, and that's in the pipeline. If I can get it off the ground sooner, if I can just get some black men to commit to doing it with me, right? But I know right now it's a little tough, so I got to start some things on my own.
Hold on, say that again.
If I can get some black men to commit to
Hold on,
doing
say that
this,
one more time. Say it
if
a
I
little
can
louder.
get some black men to commit to doing that and carrying out that mission with me, if we can get some black men who are willing to be role models for these young black men and black ladies, black women, I think in the society we're in right now, and this is no shot to anybody, even in female and female relationships, I think a male presence is still important. I think that male presence is still important even when you have two women who are dating. I've seen it in counseling, like just how a young man opens up, because it's just a different kind of connection. And that's no shot, not saying a black woman, two black women can't raise a black man, but it's something to be said about the presence of a black man in a child's life, whether that's a young lady or a young man. And I'm glad I can offer that as a counselor, and that in my other roles as a mentor, or even working in the church, right? I do all of this, and when I go into the schools, there's a sense of pride. I try to carry myself as even though I'm not perfect, but when I'm around kids, especially black kids, I try to carry myself like I'm like I made it. Because I want them to see that it is possible.
Yeah.
I want them to know, look, I wasn't always here, but I'm here, and I'm still working on going farther.
At the same time, you got to show that you got that gun in case they trying to jump you, though.
Nah, yeah, I had to say that to somebody.
Speaking of the gun,
Uh-huh.
and all this stuff that is taking place in these schools,
Mm-hmm.
if a kid came to you, because we know these kids are shook, what are y'all telling these kids, the white kids, the black kids, the Hispanic kids, the whatever color kid that comes to you? Because right now, they shook. And parents are shook to send that, when you send your kid to school and you have to pray the Lord, please bring my child back home. That's crazy. So what are we telling the kids right now?
So I want to speak to that from two different angles. One from the person who's, a potential risk for shooting, and then for the one who actually, it just happens to get caught. So one of the things I told my daughter, I have an 11-year-old daughter, and I just told her, I asked her, did they have like a safety plan or something like that if someone came into the school, and she told me I didn't like it. So I told her, I kind of gave her a little bit extra in terms of just preparing herself. I said, the thing is, it is a reality of our time. Yeah. And I empathize with her. I said, I hate that you guys have to experience that and go through that. It's not anything we can prevent. I wish I could protect you at all times, but I need you to be aware and attentive. So if you see a child who looks like they're, down and on the edge, talk to them. And if you don't feel comfortable talking to them, reaching out to them, say something to a teacher. If you see a teacher that looks like they acting suspicious, I need you to go tell another teacher, right? Yeah. And so really just trying to prepare her mind and whoever, I encounter who's nervous about going to school. Look, you just have to be aware. Mind you, make sure you're minding you, but also being aware of that's the thing. The reason a lot of this I think happens is because we're not really conscious. We're insensitive. Middle school is really insensitive. We're insensitive to other people's needs, and we have to be more open to just reaching out to one another. Because a lot of suicides can be prevented just from asking somebody, "Are you okay?"
How you doing?
A lot of this gun violence. Hey, how you doing? You good? I see you down, man. You want to sit and eat lunch with me? I had a kid come in. And I'm not going to say he explicitly said he was ready to shoot, but he was sympathizing with the gun violence that had happened. And so I said, hold on, brother, I'm hearing some strange stuff coming from you. And one of the things really is a problem-solving ability. So I sat down and first we got to listen to these kids. And then, all right, and use it not as a moment to critique them, but, okay, what's something else you can do, man? Yeah. Like, literally, let's have this real conversation. I get it, and I ain't gonna lie and say I have never wanted to shoot anybody. That'd be a lie. Yeah. Sometimes, even now as a counselor, right? And I gotta give them that real. I can't be in there as if I don't get mad, right? Yes. We gotta level with them and let them know we're real people to listen to them. Yeah. I hear
it's normal. It's normal. It's normal to feel that way and have that idea, but to act on it.
Yeah.
It's the part that's not normal.
I said, and I said that. So that acting on it, man, you got. What else can you do? And then I will sit there and we'll hash out other stuff and we'll go through these scenarios. And then a lot of times, even with someone who might be suicidal, we kind of get them to sign a suicidal contract, right? Contract really can't stop them, but it just gives them some kind of commitment. Yeah. Hey, are you committed to not doing this until we see each other again, right?
It's a seed, right?
Go ahead.
Let me just speak to that real quick, just because my daylight life. I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I'm in first grade, and you'd be surprised how they're coming in already upset. Like I moved from pre-K, and especially last year I had an issue with one of them. He was so just like I could see it every word he'd come in. I'm like, I was just looking like, what you thinking? Because I can see it in his eyes. Like his eyes already go, and I'm like, I knew it was going to be a bad day for us in the class, but I would try to get him in the morning. And so even some of my boys now, and especially with my girls, I just look at them, and I just look at them like, what's wrong? What's going on in your head? What's going up there? What's up there? Tell me what's going on. Yeah. And they're just like, but I don't know. I'm like, no, something's going on. Let's figure it out. Because if you can figure it out, then you can probably get to a point where either you know what to do to fix it yourself, or you can get someone else to fix it. And like what you were saying about them being insensitive, it's amazing the fact we have to teach sympathy and empathy hard.
I didn't know we had to, but we got to.
But it's one thing, it's like, we learned it in the house. And it just, we showed that to the world. It's like now, it's almost like we have to teach that social emotional in school because they don't get it at the house anymore.
Right, I think in the household you got to remember, certain households are not necessarily structured like we imagine. And in a lot of ways, even though some parents might be there, might be a mother there, might be a father there, might be both, but those people are not really behaving like parents or like mothers and fathers. So there's a deficit. And so what we're called to do as teachers, as citizens, when we kind of have to become they surrogate parents.
It's like we getting back to that village raising,
The
but
village.
we not really doing it.
Hey fellas, it's a great conversation, but we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna take a quick break. Let everybody calm down and ingest some of this. Oh, we don't hit them pretty heavy tonight. Well, we talking this real ish in the barbershop. So we're gonna take a break. Hey, if anybody want to join this conversation, want to come in the barbershop, please holler at your folks on 404-603-8770. If you're still on mama phone in her basement, you can dial 1-888-926-7562. We gonna pay for it, so mama gonna be all right. This ain't no 999 number. Go to break.
Man, I was stuck in kindergarten. And when I tell you that they had just started running, in fact, even now that I'm gone, he back to running. But really, it's like you said, it's a home mission. I try my best not to run as parents. I get it, but at the same time, parents, like I said, on these show, parents.
That's what I ended up doing.
Doing it works for them, I can do it all. It should be the other way around.
This ain't gonna be
We
the
should be
shooter.
asking you, what do you do to get your little family to sit down so we can do it in class? You shouldn't be asking me what I do in 8 hours. You have it for 16.
But that's the thing. And like they said, so home's not set up. So I had a kid who got to school maybe 6:30. He'd get out at 3:30, but then go to aftercare till 7 o'clock. When he's coming home, he's so bad. And so parents, they was good. Like he doesn't get to sleep probably. That's because when he at home, he sleep. Like y'all didn't even. The sad thing with this family, it ain't even because they was working. They just kept them out of the house as long as they needed to,
So they wouldn't have to deal with it. Yeah.
Hands off.
Hands off approach. Yes, sir. Then their school.
And that's what's a lot.
And when they do that, guess what? They gonna get all the lowest qualities.
Yes, Charger.
All the lowest qualities. All the most aggressive qualities. Why? Because aggression speaks volumes to people. You know what I'm saying? So when you got one kid who is just really aggressive, like, get out of my way. Everybody else, if they can't match that aggression, they gonna follow suit. And next thing you know, they gonna be indoctrinated into the ways of that one aggressive little boy.
They gotta speak to those kids who they see are being left out. Yeah, like everybody got
the kids are insensitive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw.
I knew they were. I knew it's not new, but like the level of sensitivity, I think with the disconnect because of these.
Oh yes.
No, it's worse now because
You know what? No, I can use respect then because we back then called people names.
Oh yeah, we used to
Back then, they can't do it nowadays.
You faggot.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Let's say all that back then.
you can't say the politically incorrect names.
But now they give you that cold shoulder.
Like I had a little boy in my class today. A little girl said something to him. He was like trash. First of all, what you not finna do is just degrade nobody like that. And he was just literally like, what?
We told everybody if you had your shoe, he poor. Him owner ain't got no money. I mean, what do you think about everybody?
Hey, you finna come back in. Cause we gotta clean up. Cause we gotta leave that in the bed.
I'm not even sure. Yeah.
People just want to feel better. Doing catharsis on.
I got the head knot itch to make you break your neck.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Barber Shop Talking Random Ish. Hey dog, I told y'all every conversation is good in this barber shop. Ain't nothing taboo. And tonight, I think we're doing a great service to the community because we got some brothers in here that's helping. That's gonna try to help us make it through these everyday problems, man. And like I say it again. Charlamagne said the best thing to me was he said, we concentrate every day on that physical health. Everybody's on this physical health, getting to the gym. But
We're giving the dude shout outs.
I like Solomon. He's one of my heroes.
He's a friend of the show. Shout out.
He's a friend of the show.
He ain't no friend until he give you a shout out.
He said
When he
smart
finally
things
shout out
every
Rick
night.
King, then you give him a shout out. You take credit for what you saying right now. Hey, I will say, and Rick King and Starlight feel that you need to take care of your mental as well as your physical. See that right there, Rick? See that right there?
That's
I ain't giving nobody else credit for saying that right there.
Hey, Charlamagne, you can have me
Oh
on.
my God!
I'm trying to get on. I'm trying to get this thing popping.
You trying to make a best
I'm
buddy?
trying, I'm trying to get my skin pretty too. You know? I'm trying to get a little light skin myself, Charlotte. Nah, but Eric, the shrink is in the building.
Yes, sir.
Monte,
Yes, sir.
Monty.
Yes, sir. Yes,
But
sir.
you know you down here in the south with Monte.
Yeah.
With the string the line on the E.
Man with many hats.
If you out there listening, and if you feel a certain way and you want to speak to Eric, please call up and speak to him. If you have any concerns, issues that you're going on in your life, here's a good time to get free counseling. Now, I will say this. Anything Eric tells you, don't hold it to us in the show.
Yes, sir.
So if Eric makes you feel bad about your life, and makes you feel more depressed, you ain't here on here.
If Eric make you feel bad about your life, that means you got some things you got to get taken care of.
That's real good.
Exactly, the truth hurts.
But call into the show if you want to speak to Eric.
Eric, thank you, first of all, thank you for coming in on such a short notice. Because this is much needed, and I've been trying to get y'all here. And please shout out your team, and we ain't got much time left, so please, before we do anything else, plug your team, plug your people, plug your numbers and all that.
So look, please find us on Facebook, ATL Psychotherapy and Consulting Services, LLC. We're over on Campbellton and Camp Creek Parkway in the Sandtown Office Park. You can call us at 404-941-7326. I can't believe I know that by heart. Or visit us at atlpsychology.com. I'm on Psychology Today. You can look up Sherlisa Jackson, Jatan Tickles. We got Orlando Jennings over there. We have a whole team of people, and that's Dr. Kanika Bell and Gwyneth Hayes that we're working under. They're fantastic mentors. I'm a married man, so I can't necessarily say yeah. I'll concur.
Hey.
Now we were talking.
Get sidetracked.
We were talking earlier about like how it was the stigmatism of black people, of black men, especially in our generation, of them going and seeking therapy, seeking help. My daughter, she started seeing someone recently for some issues that she was having, and to me, you know, after speaking with Doc, I was speaking to Doc, and I was asking, I was like, yo, why are we sending our daughter to go see this therapist? Why can't we handle this as parents? You know, she's a clinical therapist as well. So I'm like, why can't we handle this? So after sitting down, I went and actually sat in on one of my daughter's sessions, and I'm sitting there, and I'm listening to my daughter spill, you know, her feelings, and all I could think about was a lot of this stuff that you're going through, I was going through at your age, and I started realizing I should have saw someone back then, because I grew up just saying deal with it. This is normal. This is the way everyone feels this way. Everyone thinks this way. It wasn't until like 2-3 years ago that I realized, nah, everyone doesn't think like I think or feel the way I feel mentally.
So are you talking to somebody?
Hell no.
No.
He working on it.
Self-help going
I'm
there.
still going.
I'm gonna address that for a second. The reason, you know, even though your wife is a clinical, you said psychologist.
Yeah.
And my daughter right there. Once she does say it's hard having a counselor as a dad, but I will say, it's hard to take off daddy hat.
Yeah.
Right? And I can do it for about 5 minutes at a time, but then after she tell me a certain level of stuff, I'm like, right, ready to rip my hair out. And really, it's better for them to have someone and build a healthy relationship with somebody else who they can talk to and feel free to share without, you know, kind of censoring themselves. So sometimes you're in therapy, you might be in therapy with your daughter and hear her say stuff like, "She ain't never told me," and that's okay. And what I do is always encourage parents to, hey, let this be their space, because at home, you know, it's a little different. They're not gonna feel as free to share that stuff.
Yeah.
We got about 2 minutes before we get ready to get up out of here. Monte, tell these people where they can find you, because, and we definitely got to have y'all back on here, because we got to get more into what you do.
Okay.
Because you do this type of therapy that I think that has affected my life the most. But tell people where they can find you. I thought we were gonna make it through this statement and not. Tell me people where we can find you.
Monkeys and cats. Monkeys and cats.
Monkeys and cats.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Well, you can find me at a website called realmaster.pythonanywhere.com.
Why is there a snake?
Now that's an interesting question, but the reason it's a snake is because that site is actually a site that I personally use because I'm a Python programmer, which is a computer programming language. So I compose these websites myself, where I share whatever little information I need to share.
Yeah, I thought that was some porn.
Get your noise site only for women.
There will be no porn. There will be no porn.
You can find Will Saint on Anaconda.com.
Actually, what you will find is right now you'll find a lot of Bitcoin data on there. I don't know if we'll really get into that.
That took a big plunge.
I said a man of many hats.
It's taking somewhat of a big plunge, but you got to remember it's still worth $6,000.
Yeah, but it was 19 around. Was it October, November?
I think November.
Hey, we definitely got to get y'all back in area. I hope that this is the first conversation of many conversations that we would have in this here barbershop, because I hope to personally have you and your staff build a personal relationship with Talking Random-ish, because I want to be one of these black men that come and help, and I know we're definitely going to come and help, and I know Starlight will want to come and help, because to me, the most important help is our mental health, and I don't think we're going to be able to do nothing unless we get this thing taken care of.
Thank you, Rick. I really appreciate you having me on the show, and I look forward to coming back.
Anytime, man.
Hey, y'all.
You too, brother.
Hey, thank y'all. Hey, man, it's about that time. We finna turn this thing over to It's Bigger Than Hip Hop with my man Jeff Bridges.
We gonna let Monty take care of that for tonight.
Yeah. Well, we gonna get ready. We gotta clean the clippers, sweep the floors. I heard Monte with the squiggly line over the E. He got the bathroom tonight. His shop is closed.
We out there. Yeah.
Kroger's is killing them, man.
I didn't know.
Hey, Kroger's is killing them. Now, that was on the Walmart brand.
Got the Walmart brand kind of hard.
Yeah,
Not saying.
I got a little chocolate stuff too, man. I got a little chocolate.